Here at the King's Arms pub in Manchester, they'll be hosting a variety of art talents across the spectrum. Over 90 shows are taking place at 30 different venues across the city. The programme brings together those people who enjoy music, dance, theatre, new writing, cabaret, comedy and plenty of plays.
We're trying to sort of get across that next time you see an older person, think of their backstory. Think that they're old now, but they've had plenty of experience and plenty of life in front of them. And so, well, behind them, I should say. So they've got a backstory, and that's what we're telling.
I know it sounds daft to say during a war and all, but I made friends here. I belonged.
Where do I start? Oh, I will not miss this place one little bit, I can tell you. With all its disgusting, gory mess.
My name's Chelsea Kinsley. I play present-day grandchild Olivia. She basically is reading through the diary of her great-grandfather with a member of her family as well called Samuel. And they're reading through a few funny stories that he's put in the diary throughout his life. And this is based on a real-life gentleman that Marie met through a volunteer group. And then she's put that, obviously, into this character. What I'm enjoying most about this particular character in the play itself is that it's based on something that's true. So it gives it a little bit more meaning. Also, it was really surprising to hear the stories that she was told and that actually happened. I didn't really know much about Land Army Girls. I knew they existed through different war efforts. But it was really intriguing, and I really do like the fact that she's brought, towards the end of the play, something into present day for young people to associate with. Oh, she's lost a grandparent. Oh, this is what he's gone through. So it kind of gives it a wider audience as well.
Okay, so for ourselves, when we started to collaborate ideas, we both knew as very physical performers that we wanted to do something like very different to ourselves, and we both really liked this concept of like grotesque theatre, and we started to look into ideas that revolved around that idea, and a lot of the things was this idea of like drugs or like clubs, so we really dived into this club culture and drug concept, which genuinely revolves around the nightclub vibe.
As performers ourselves, we're very physical performers, so our actual theatre piece is revolved around movement based. It's very little text. And yeah, like Rosie said, this isn't like us at all. You see like two sweet girls sort of thing, whereas, ish. But this piece is totally like out of our league sort of thing.
Like an exaggerated.
Yeah,
like Naomi said, the piece uses very minimal text, because a lot of what we do, it's like an exploration like through our bodies, like talking for us. So our bodies like are the language of the performance. We took a lot of the movement from going out and interviewing people that do drugs, and we sort of recorded them and like watched them on nights out. So we've picked up on like their mannerisms and like behaviours, and that's how we've sort of developed this movement, this choreography.
So with us not personally being like this whole we take drugs sort of people, this is totally a fresh performance like you've probably never seen before. Like we've taken the main immersive idea from a theatre company called Action Hero. They did a performance called Hoax Bluff, where it was like an American high school sort of thing, football game, and as soon as we entered we were like, wow,
really
we felt like we were there, and that's what we want to give to our audience members. As soon as you step into that room, you're not in a theatre space, you feel like you're in an actual nightclub.
My name's Craig Hepworth. I'm the co-writer and co-director of Porno Chic. It's a play about 70s porn, about the film Deep Throat, and it's kind of looking at the two stars, which are played by Celine and Rich, who are Linda Lovelace and Harry Reams, and it's kind of looking at their rise and fall, Linda's very turbulent relationship with Chuck, who's played by Ash, and it's looking at the US government, who kind of went for the film to really kind of make an example out of the film. So it kind of follows where porn, how porn started and what it led to, but also kind of the rise and fall of everybody what were involved in the film.
I'm Richard Allen. I play Harry Reams in the play. We did this show previously as well, about a year, 4 months ago, something like that. So this is us returning with it. The plan is to move forward with Porno Chic. I think for me personally, it's the one show that I've done that Harry really sort of came off the page and almost came into me, which is as strange as it sounds.
That sounded really
yeah, very strange. But it's very weird. It's like he's the one character that on the page you read and you go, he's a really nice guy and he's caught in this terrible circumstance. But at the same time, he's making his own decisions at the time, which obviously led to his downfall. But I don't know, there's something about Harry that I love and I adore. And I also see a lot of myself in Harry as well. So yeah, that's me and Harry.
I'm actually new to the cast. I've worked with Craig quite a few times before, but this is my first time in Porno Chic, so there's a lot of weight on my shoulders. But no, I'm really excited for it. It'll be nice to... I think a lot of people have a lot of stigma attached to it, and you say, I'm doing a play about porn, and they go, oh okay. But it's about the fallout of it, and I've been trying to say to people, it's not... Come and watch it. It's not what you think it's going to be like, because people have quite a negative attitude. And it's a lot more about the truth behind it, and what went on and what we don't see, because we really only see what people want us to see. And we've really dug behind the scenes to see what was really going on and why these people were like they were and what happened to them in their personal lives because of the film, which was such a small part of their lives, really.
Absolutely.
We're Babs Theatre Company and we're going to be performing Di and Viv and Rose, written by Amelia Bulmore.
It's written by Amelia Bulmore. She's an actress. She studied at Manchester Met, so it's quite nice that it's the first northern premiere, I suppose, of a professional premiere of the play set in Manchester as well, so it's quite a nice link. She's an actress. She's been in Scott and Bailey, Happy Valley as well. I play Di. She's kind of a tomboy, kind of fun-loving, sporty, kind of torn with her sexuality at uni, so that's kind of her main storyline. She's going to be pretty fun to play, I think.
We're performing it at the Greater Manchester Fringe, and I've got with me today the other 3 cast members, so we're all kind of the actors in it. I'll also be producing, and we've got Tom Hodson, who's not with us today, but he's our director as well.
You should look forward to something that you can relate to. It's a piece about how you could be isolated in a community, because we're the most connected community in history now, but ironically we're like an oxymoron. We're most connected, but we're the least connected, if you sort of get my drift. And that we can, at the touch of a button, talk to every single person we know, but they're not in the room with us, and more often than not we find ourselves alone in that room, although we're talking to people and updating people in our lives, but they're not actually in our lives.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Liz. And I'm Jenny.
And our show's called Climbing Uphill, and it is a review cabaret style musical theatre concert, which is sort of about our experiences. So we all came to Manchester to train at the Royal Northern College of Music as singers, and sort of our experience of training and then starting out our professional careers in opera and music theatre has been a tough one and a fun one. And what we wanted to do was put together a show that sort of tells that story of what it's like to train and then start working in this industry. So we've chosen songs from different Broadway musicals, old and new, that sort of fit into a narrative of our lives and our experiences. Up the steep and very narrow stairway, to the voice like a metronome. Up the steep and very narrow stairway, it wasn't paradise.
It wasn't paradise. It wasn't paradise.
But it was home.
It is an unmissable opportunity to see some of the finest across Greater Manchester. Head down into the city this summer for an event not to be missed.